and welcome to the VooPlayer Q&A weekly webinar call. We're going to get started here in just 1 minute, but before we do, if you could confirm that you can both hear my voice as well as see my screen, which should say VooPlayer Q&A on it, and then we can get started. Thank you. Alrighty, we're getting some confirmations from Rick, Dean, Will. Hello to everyone. So it seems that we're good to go. Once again, this is the VooPlayer's weekly Q&A session in which we aim to answer any questions that you as users may have, provide training on any advanced use cases of video in your business, and with that, advanced use cases of VooPlayer features and modules in those use cases. Also to showcase new stuff that we've been working on, as well as to primarily gather, organize, sort any sort of feedback, ideas, criticisms, and suggestions for continuing to improve VooPlayer in order to continue providing more and more value to it, to you through it. So the format of the webinar is pretty straightforward. At any time that you have a question, just as Rick does, just feel free to drop it in the chat box, and then we'll start answering them in the order that they come in. If you are unable to attend any of these webinars, the replays are available both on our YouTube channel, link to which I just posted, as well as on our Facebook group, link to which I just posted as well. So if you're not able to attend any of these webinars, be sure to check out the replays just so you're up to date on everything VooPlayer related. What else? Oh yeah, so if you have an idea, suggestion, or criticism for improving VooPlayer, but you don't want to wait until the webinar, or it just happens to come to you as you're using the application, that's great. There is an option over here on the left-hand side inside of the menu where you can submit and vote on ideas. And there, if you click on that, you can immediately up on the top right corner there, submit your idea, criticism, suggestion, or whatever, and indicate how important it is to you in order for us to prioritize it. So anytime that that an idea proves itself to be valuable, either through our estimation of it or by it gathering momentum from multiple users with a similar idea that we can package into a VooPlayer feature, it will be featured on the our product board, where we show stuff that we are currently working on, stuff that we are considering doing. So these are those ideas that people have submitted for consideration and that are getting additional momentum from other VooPlayer users, as well as you can see stuff that's been recently launched. So this is a good resource always to check from time to time as well. So let me paste that link in there as well. All right, I think I got all of the housekeeping stuff out of the way. No major announcements this week, so we'll just jump straight into questions. So Rick is asking, are there any features to play only the audio from live YouTube video, recorded YouTube video? I think this is a two-part question, but I'll just go through it. Any progress in applying basic math functions to answers when asking questions during a funnel that requires numerical reply? I'll go through all of them just to see. Also, pricing of expanded storage. All right, so we have 3 questions there. The first one related to playing only audio from any source, doesn't matter if it's from YouTube or wherever, playing only audio. So there are a couple of ways in which you can kind of achieve that. So I'll demonstrate that with a YouTube video. So if I just grab a YouTube video and I don't know, let me just grab this one. down in Mexico. So I'll grab that as my video, come over here to create a new video and import it as a URL. And there we have it. And we'll just save that. This video does have copyrighted content in it, which is a song that's playing. So we'll have the YouTube logo and related videos, but you'll get the idea of what I'm trying to achieve here. So if we play this video, we can see both the audio and video are playing. So one way to only, let's say, hack only playing the audio would be you could create an overlay over this video. So you can come over here to overlay and annotations and say maybe you want something like this. You can create a full screen custom HTML template that will so if just so we see where we are, I can just do something like this. So I just want to see what's going on. So, and I'll explain what I'm doing. So again, equal sign, because my keyboard doesn't work as it should. So let me just grab that. So if I have style, and we just have background, which is black. Let me just close that and close that as well. So here we've just covered the entire video with this black background, and you can use an image background or anything that you will for that you want to have appear instead of the video. So you can just have this video, this overlay last from second 0 of the video until the end of the video. So that way, so I'll just save this overlay just to see what we achieved there. So I'll just save it. And when I come to watch this video, I'm still going to have the thumbnail, I believe. That's right. But when I play the video, I should immediately get the overlay. So I'm no longer able to see the video. So hopefully that kind of achieves what you meant, Rick. And if it doesn't, do let me know. That's one method of doing that. The other method would be, so let me just get rid of this overlay that we've created. So that's one method of maybe playing only on audio, but basically covering up the video with an image or a color. The other way would be by adjusting the height of the embedded player. So if you have a player somewhere on your page, what you could do is you can come over here and you can say, I want to, how do I do this? So I don't want the adjustable player size. So let me just try this to see what it's going to look like. So I'm just going to embed this in a testing environment just so we can see what it looks like by default. So it looks kind of like this, and that's what we've expected to see. And there's our video. So that's how it looks like by default. But what I could do is I could change the height of this to maybe, I don't know, like 52 pixels, let's say. And I'll just save that and run it again just to see. You could apply some additional styling to this just in order to kind of, so maybe you don't even need custom styling. Maybe you can just come over here and say something like settings, appearance and styles, colors and styles, and then you can change the button to be small, and you can remove the animation from it, and you can position it in the top left corner. So let's see those changes play out. So if I play it now, so this is what it looks like now. So if I play this, then we're gonna have something a little bit different. So something like this, and then you can play with that height. So I was maybe a couple of pixels off on what I estimated we needed. So maybe if I was up at 54 or 55 or something like that, we would have a pretty good result where you would basically have only the player controls and the and the timeline which you could adjust. That way you kind of get an appearance of a audio player, but you still have a video somewhere there in the background. So that's achieved, but by turning off the what did I do? So what were the steps there? So I grabbed the embed code. I turned off the option for the adjustable player size, copied that, and then I played a little bit with the height property of this. So I adjusted that. I think it was at 480, and I adjusted it to 52. And this can depend on how your site and where you want to have it fit. And then I just changed the default look of the button to be small and positioned to the left. And I achieved this sort of a result, which I'm surprised by how good that turned out. So I'm rather pleased with that solution. Maybe this can work even better than covering up the entire video with color. So hopefully that answers that question and reconfirm that it does. So is there any progress on applying basic math functions to answers when asking questions during a funnel that requires a numerical reply? I'm not sure that we've discussed. This is somewhere vaguely in my memory, because as mentioned, you already have the capacities for, and if I'm not mistaken, addition and multiplication on the current version of funnels. So that might have been a question which was pertaining to the new version of the funnels, but let me just double check. So in the current funnels, you have the option to add. Yeah, that's right. So you have addition, and you have multiple of the previous answer to that of the current answer which you're specifying. So if this answer A was, so let's take a look at an example. So if this question was, how much do you weigh? And somebody here says, I don't know, 200 pounds, and the answer was 200. And that was the first question. Then you can follow up on that question with something like, how much do you want to weigh? And somebody answered, I don't know, 180 pounds. So doesn't matter. And you had so this is the money calculator value feature, and there you specified 180, and then you specified the addition function. I'm not sure if this video even exists anymore, but I'm willing to give it a go. So let me just double check which video this is using. This is using the homepage video. I think that still actually exists. So let me just double check on that. I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know if that video currently exists. Let me try and change the video that this funnel is using from this to another video. Maybe this. Update, save. So, all right, so there we go. So I think all of the questions are at the end. So how much do you weigh? 200. And what happened there? So I had the question, how much do you weigh? 200. And then let me just set it up a little bit better. So at specific time, so I want to have this shown at 2 seconds. And then I want the sub question to show up at second 4. Let's try like that. Let's give it another go. So second two, we have how much do you weigh? 200 pounds. And then how much do you weigh? 180. And that should be that. Now, I forgot, did I even choose? I had the money operator of addition. That's good. So let me just fill this out. That's some useful information right there. Submit. Should be maybe good, maybe not. I may have broken something. But either way, so now if I come over here to the, I don't know if I have now the option to go to the analytics for this, additional options, show insights. That's what I wanted. So here we have the lead which I just created, and it has 200 pounds plus those 180, totaling the value of 380. And if you had the multiplication there, then that would be what, 20,000 something, I don't know, or maybe even 3,000. I don't know. Whatever 200 by 180 is. So that's kind of the basic functionality of number operators in funnels as is currently, and that's what it's going to remain as in the current iteration of the funnels, in the future iteration of the funnels, which is nowhere near completion. Just an update on that as well. We do plan to have division and subtraction. I don't know if you were imagining any other features as well in those money operators. All right, cool. Pricing of expanded storage. So worth mentioning before getting into this is that only subscription plans can upgrade their upgrade their storage capacities. And if you are in the doc center using storage, I believe is the name of that article, using storage, which goes into details on the pricing options for different various capacities. And worth mentioning there is that when you buy additional storage, so for example, let's say on an enterprise license you have 100 gigabytes of storage, and then you buy an additional 50 gigabytes of storage. Let me take a look at what the price was on that. So on the 50 gigabytes, it's $15. So if I purchased additional 50 gigabytes of storage, I would be paying those additional $15 every month. Since I started that, that's considered an additional subscription. So you are subscribing on monthly basis to allocate those 50 gigabytes of storage for your use. So hopefully that makes sense. And if not, I can go into more detail about that. Let's see. Kyle is saying, does Woo integrate with MailerLite email? Any possible cosmetic updates to the Woo watch page? There are many possible updates to the Woo Player watch page, but let me just answer this first. So, MailerLite sounds like MailerLite, which I could use one. So MailerLite, email marketing software automation and service. So here's the deal. So there are plenty. So if we can just come back to this page, this is a good illustration of that. So there are many players in this space. So we've got MailChimp, we got Sendinblue, we got ActiveCampaign, we got MailJet SAS, we got the Constant Contact, we have Aweber, we have you name it. We have thousands and thousands of these available. So it will be pretty insane trying to kind of form native integrations for each one of those. We do currently support, so if you are in your WooPlayer application, you can just click over here on integrations and APIs. And it's going to give you a list of currently natively supported providers over here on the right-hand side. So you'll see that we natively support MailChimp, GetResponse, ActiveCampaign, Aweber, Intercom, HubSpot, ConvertFox, or whatever they renamed themselves to, Gist. And those are the providers that we support natively. Now, there is this option of the custom HTML form. So a lot of these providers will give you an option of creating a form for people to subscribe to your lists. And then basically you can grab that HTML code and put it in here. So I can come over here and say MailerLite list A, and I can dump the entirety of the HTML code that I got for that submission form. And based on that code, sometimes it will work, sometimes it will work perfectly, sometimes not so much. If it doesn't work as expected for you, there's usually a few small tweaks that we need to adjust for a new provider. But basically, we'll try to parse the entirety of that code to extract things such as the input values, to extract things such as the addresses at which that data needs to be posted, as well as what happens with it and how it's sent, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So based on that code, we're able to execute the function of that form without the users ever seeing the form. So you can basically create an interface in between the WooPlayer opt-in and that HTML code, which we just dump that data in. So that would be my recommendation for MailerLite, is to try and see if they use a HTML form. I would be really surprised to see to learn that they're not. So features, they got landing pages, drag and drop, custom HTML editor, grow your subscriber list, pop-ups, embedded forms. So this is what I was referring to. So they give you some sort of an HTML like this. Let's see if there is one, almost maybe a screenshot of the HTML code. But basically, you need to get to this screen and then click on next, and that'll probably give you the code. So that's the integration with MailerLite. All right, cool. Any possible cosmetic updates to the Vue watch page? Yes, I mean there's always potential for improvement on that. Unfortunately, our approach there is really trying to be as neutral as possible. So because what might work for one person, it doesn't work for another person, and then we get into what should be the defaults and what shouldn't be the defaults. So we try to keep the watch page as completely irrelevant as possible. So just to have the video be the main focus of that page, of that view. That's the entirety of its content, and we try to get away from the any sort of design on that watch page, trying to even compete for attention with that video. So that's why it's so minimal and so basic. However, if you have any suggestions which could enable the watch page, just I'll bring one up just so we're all on the same page, so to speak. Pun half intended. So if I grab maybe this video, I think this is one of my testing videos, which is auto playing. So I'll just pause. No, it's not. Oh, it is. I'll just pause that. All right, cool. So this is the watch page that we are referring to. So all quote unquote cosmetic enhancements that we would be willing to integrate are those which would bring more attention to the video and would help the viewers focus on the video. So if you have such suggestions, I think the ideas board, which I mentioned in the beginning, is a perfect tool to use to submit that feedback. So if you come over here to submit and vote on ideas, you can submit individual ideas or write us an extensive study about the design of the watch page, which we will gladly take into consideration. Alrighty. Back to Rick. Pay-per-view gate done by VU or third party? If by VU, what are the costs per transaction? Pay-per-view gate is done by a third party. At this time, only PayPal, even though we've had/have plans on integrating with Stripe as well. And on Stripe, on PayPal, it's the regular PayPal transaction fee, whatever that is, 2.9% or something like that. I'm not sure. Rick is saying email validation done by VU or a third-party add-on via Zapier. Email. I think this question was posed on the last week's call as well. Email verification is executed by a third party called. Let me. There's an article on that as well. Email verification. Email integration, get validation of the email capture gate. That's what I wanted. So I'm trying to. It was mailbox. Validation. I can't remember exactly what was the name of that. Mailbox validator. That doesn't sound too familiar. I think I vaguely remember no, this wasn't it. Mailbox layer, something like that. Verify email. It was one of these, and I for the life of me, I can't think of the name right now without diving into code. But I believe this might actually be it. This looks very familiar. Mailbox layer, I think, is what we're using for the verification of those emails. Yes, API layer. There we go. All right. So these are the guys that we're using for the verification of the email addresses. I'll paste that link in the chat box just in case you need any more additional information on that. Rick is saying, can I share my complete funnel with another enterprise subscriber or a sub account? You can share your videos. I don't believe you can share funnels with other subscribers. So sort of similar how you would be able to share your funnel via ClickFunnels or something like that. You're not able to do so unless, and this kind of depends on if this is sort of a one-off instance. In case where you just needed to do that once, for example, we would be able to kind of clone the record of that funnel in the database and then just assign it to another user. If it's too complicated of a funnel for somebody to set up, so we'll gladly help you out with that. But if you're thinking about implementing this on mass scale, then we definitely would need to come up with a better solution for that. Okay, cool. Let's see. Kyle is saying, great, thank you. I'm reading that people are moving off of MailChimp to MailerLite. I'm not in that space, to be honest with you, so I don't know what the current happenings are. But it looks like a well-designed and well-functioning platform, so do let us know. We're looking forward to finding out if that HTML embed form integration method that I described ended up working for you or not. So just let us know. All right, cool. We're running out of time for today. Maybe we have time for one more question if somebody wants to jump in. If not, I just want to say thanks to everybody who Rick is saying I'm running out of questions. All right. Thanks to everybody who joined this week, and hopefully we'll see you next week as well. Dean is saying, we got a couple of things. Dean is saying MailerLite does integrate with HTML. I use it. There you go, Kyle. Off topic, what mic do you use? You sound clear. This is it's a headset, so I just have to take it off just to look at it. Just give me a second. I don't have a model number written anywhere on it, but it's a Sennheiser USB headset driver in my search history. It's this one. I don't have. Do I have this thingy? Yeah, I do. No, it's not this. It's one of these. It looks very similar to this. So Sennheiser PC. It's a USB headset. All right, cool. Thanks again, everybody. Jumping off the call. Have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.